All right, folks, here it is. It's Wednesday. What is it, Mike? It's April the 22nd? Something like that. I'm out here in the middle of nowhere, I guess. We started a 4-night, 5-day hike up in the mountains yesterday. We got dropped off and went about almost 8 miles, I guess. Wasn't planning on going that far. We passed up some good places to camp and thought there was better ones around the corner, and then we ended up back up in the mountains, and finally we ended up here last night. And right up there's the trail, and here's our hammocks we hung up. I was gonna put a tent up in here, but there really ain't a level spot, so I decided I'd do it with a hammock. It's pretty cold out here this morning, but we're you ever heard of the middle of nowhere? Well, we found it. We're in the middle of nowhere, and but I know the middle of nowhere is somewhere where God created it, and it's just beautiful out here. I don't know how in the world anybody could ever think that there was some big bang explosion and all this just fell into place one day, and then it just started evolving into this. It's just impossible. And of course, we know that in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth, and that's the only way this could be so beautiful. I mean, look at that out there, folks. A beautiful sunrise coming up this morning. Had a beautiful sunset yesterday evening. We got in here about an hour before dark, I guess, and started setting up and ate some breakfast and went to bed. But just thought of something this morning as I was laying over there in that hammock, freezing to death. I thought about something happened last night after I got in bed, and it was just pitch dark. No moonlight, you could see the stars in the sky. But I happened to look up on that hill over there, and I could see up near that trail, and there was a light. And that light was moving, and I thought, well, somebody else is camping. Somebody's coming along with they're hiking, and I could see their light real dim. So I thought, well, they'll mosey on down the trail and go on past us. And then they stopped, and it looked like they were going to come down in here. And I thought, oh no, look, somebody's coming down in here. So I didn't know whether to grab my light and shine it up there to let them know that we were here or what. And then all of a sudden, as I began to watch it, I began to see some other ones, and they were real close. And they were, I mean, some of them like 10 feet or maybe 10, 15, 20 feet away from my hammock where I was laying, and before I knew it, I've seen probably a dozen of them just there. And I turned my light on. I thought it was some kind of little animal, and I didn't know what it was. And then finally it dawned on me, it was, I guess, some little lightning bugs. I didn't think they was out there when it was this cool, but the reason I could see them was because it was so dark that the most minute little light would show up. And I began to think about that, and I thought about how that an old saying I heard years ago that says, the darker the night, the brighter the light. And how here we are going through this pandemic, and it's some dark times for a lot of people. And a lot of people have lost their jobs, and a lot of people are sick, and it's a dark time. But us as Christians, we need to use this dark time as a time to let our light shine even brighter in this dark world. But I just wanted to take a minute and try to encourage folks this morning, especially you as Christians and those of y'all back at the church. I know every Wednesday since we hadn't been having church, I've been trying to make a little video, but why don't you try to make your life, let your light shine today in this bright, dark time that we're living in. And I don't know when I'll be able to post this. I have absolutely no cell service, no internet out here. I hadn't had any for 2 days, and probably don't look like I'm gonna have any. So it may be Saturday before I can actually get this loaded on the church Facebook page and the website and all. But God bless you, and we'll see everybody on Sunday.